This week on the OneCast, we are joined by Hobie Eyewear to talk about their latest release, the Hall Floats.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the OneCast. We got some great guests lined up this week for you guys. What was that?
I was pulling up the Bassmaster webpage, and the Bassmaster just started playing on my phone.
Well, you know, we are a fishing and outdoor podcast, so I'll allow it this time. But hey, that was Ben from OneCast Fishing. So while we're talking about that, head on over to onecastfishing.com. Use the code TheOneCast, all one word, at checkout. Save yourself a little coin. Get your hands on those snagless jigs, weedless net heads, all the soft plastics that he just released. We got merch over there as well, so support him, who's been here from the beginning, and join the snagless revolution. Where else do they need to head, Pete?
Yeah, from there, you can use the link in our description, and you can head to Hobie Eyewear, who is in studio with us today. You can go to hobieeyewear.com and order your glasses that way, but we would rather use that link and save you some money. That's what we're all about. Get yourself a great pair of glasses, the floating frames. We just got our hands on some Hall floats we're going to talk about tonight. I'm sure we'll get info on when they'll be back in stock if they aren't already, so we can talk about how you can get a pair of those. They are awesome. We're going to do a video on them when I get done. We get done here tonight and show you all close up. But make sure you head over there. Use the link in the description or in our link tree. It's posted on all of our socials. Make sure you head there and grab you a pair of Hobie Eyewear glasses. And then you can head to CarolinaWatersNC.com. Use the code TheOneCast, all one word, to check out. Save yourself a couple bucks. Grab all of that UPF gear, so you're going to protect your eyes with your Hobie Eyewear, and then you're going to protect your body with Carolina Waters UPF wear. They've got gloves, buffs, shirts. They've got casual T-shirts, all of the good stuff, everything you need to stay protected out there on the water. We talk about it all the time, how many old guys we run into that have been doing this for a long time, and every one of them's got a story about the 9 times they've had skin cancer. So cover yourself up. You don't need to wear blue jeans and a T-shirt like Dale Earnhardt. You can take care of your skin and keep protected. From there, Ben?
From there, you guys need to go over on your phones, go into your app store, Play Store, whatever it's called, download the Deep Dive app. Take advantage of that free trial if you haven't used it yet, but certainly sign up for the yearly subscription to help improve your fishing game. We've talked a lot about the features over the last year and how we've used them, the bait tool, water clarity, the wind effects. Recently, they have added a new feature. It's only a couple weeks old, and it's called Stream Flow. And so I just want to highlight this. Before, you could see the tributaries and see where water is running into the lake. Well, now they've actually included the data of how much water is flowing in. It's cubic feet per second. They'll give you an average for each of those tributaries, but you can see the actual flow for the last 2 days and a forecast out about 5 days to help plan your fishing trip. So another great feature. The guys over there at Deep Dive always continue to improve the app so we can be more effective on the water.
Yep, and last but not least, if you are in Central North Carolina or thinking about relocating, buying a home, make sure you hit up Terry Carpenter, a licensed NC realtor at Coldwell Banker, Howard Perry in Walston. Terry is a bass fisherman, a friend of the show, a friend of ours. My wife and I bought our home through Terry. Had a great experience. So if you're looking to buy anywhere in Central North Carolina, or I'm pretty sure you could probably twist his arm into going anywhere in North Carolina if you're looking towards the coast or something. I know Terry would be more than happy to work with you. You can reach him at Terry T Carpenter at hpw.com. I was going to give you his personal email. I don't think you wanted that one. Or you can reach him at 919. I had it memorized and I forgot it. 475-5002. We are professionals when we come to reading these ads. We do it live. So maybe I should pre-record that one so I don't mess it up every time. But that's 919-475-5002. That's Terry Carpenter, licensed North Carolina realtor. Make sure you hit up Terry. If you need any help, you can reach out to me and I can get you in contact as well.
Yeah.
The only news we got to talk about real quick, the first Bassmaster Open over.
Chase Clark won that. We talked about on Fishing Friday. I think he dropped 25 pounds on day one. Of course, it was cut short because of the weather.
Grimy
and snow down there in Georgia. Day two, he dropped over 22 pounds. 21.9. So he finished with a 6-pound lead after 2 days with 47.7.
Pretty good win.
So great job. We talked a little bit about on Fishing Friday, how the first year he fished the Opens was not good. Last year, some good tournaments, but some very bad ones. But he's he's starting off on the right foot this time.
That's right, man. He's got the momentum, and if he fishes all 4 of them, he goes to the Classic, right?
Yeah, fishes that whole division.
I mean, think about that feeling at the very beginning of the season. You're like, I'm going to the Classic, baby.
I know
I did this in January in frigid, nasty, cold weather conditions. So kudos to all those anglers in the Bassmaster Open, man. Like they fish in really nasty conditions, and I was loafing on the couch watching it. So whatever.
And then BPT, by the time this episode drops, we'll know who won that first event there at Lake Conroe, I think is what it was when our preview. So
Conroe.
BPT's kicking off Bassmaster in a couple weeks or a week or so. So, and then MPFL on March. So it's getting ready to be in full swing.
It is. Go back to our last episode? Was it when our BPT overview? See if any of us were close with our projections. Right?
I don't even remember who
we picked our winners.
Pretty sure I picked Jacob Wheeler. So
yeah, I think you did. We got an autograph T-shirt out here with him, so I'm sure you did. But and then we also pick Angler of the Year. So I mean, those guys are all hammers, and see if we were correct. If any of us were correct, and you're in the local Sanford, North Carolina area, I'm going to give you a free oil change to Black's Tire and Auto up there in Sanford. So if we were on it, the person that shoots us a message first, we're going to pick you, and you're going to get that oil change.
Well, there you go. All right, now. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Steven on. He's joining us remotely. If I remember right, I think he's in New York.
Unique New York.
Unique. And then we have Dylan in studio with us. So let me grab him here. What did I do? I'm on the wrong view. Professional. There we go.
What's up, guys?
Got it, Steven? What's going on?
Good to see you again. Thanks for having us on again.
Absolutely. Love to have you on. We're super excited about this new product. I know it's got a lot of hype. A lot of folks talking about it. A lot of your ambassadors have got their care packages and been doing their release videos. There was a lot of videos from, I believe you released it at the Orlando Surf Expo.
Yep, Surf Expo.
Yep. There was a lot of videos from content creators down there talking about it. So it's something really cool y'all are doing. We've talked about it on the show ourselves, but we don't have all the details. So I'm going to give it to the two of you. If you want to introduce yourselves again, you absolutely can. Give a quick introduction, and if you want to talk about what you got going with this Hall float.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Name is Dylan Coates, marketing manager for Hobie Eyewear, and we have Steve here from our product team. You're not going to elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, I thought you said it all. I've been doing product development for Hobie Eyewear for it's going to be 18 years this year. So I bleed Hobie blue. And I've been working with the brand for a long time now.
Awesome.
I'm just sitting here wearing the glasses, bro. I'm ready to get into this stuff. Dylan, Steven, you guys, Hobie has came out with a very unique product. I think something that is, sunglasses, in my opinion, are very overlooked and underrated. Let me take these off. So it's not that weird, but they feel
working too well in this dark.
I mean, they're the Sightmaster lenses, dude. Like we've talked about them forever. They're fantastic lenses.
Best lens I have on inside.
Oh, dude, I'm here to tell you, man. Like they are wonderful, and I use them for other purposes I can't talk about because they're not stamped for that approval. But whatever. But anyways, you guys have really developed something that I believe, or that we believe, is overlooked and underrated in the outdoor community. We talk about fish and tackle. We talk about technology on boats, this, that, and the other. But, we don't really hear a lot about like how you guys are taking an effort in what this whole design came from, which I think is super important for people that want to protect the resources and the environment and repurpose things. And so if you could just dive into it, whether or not it's Steven or Dylan and wants to dive into this new technology, let's go for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Hull Float, you said the name, and true to its name, it's a floating sunglass like many of our other sunglasses. And it is the first ever pair of sunglasses made from upcycled Hobie kayak plastic. So as you know from the last time we were on the show, we're always looking for new ways to keep innovating our product and find those solutions for challenges out on the water. This is our first truly sustainable product. We recognize the importance of, what that means to people in today's day and age that want to protect the aquatic environments that they love to enjoy. So this definitely we worked the longest and the hardest on to bring it to market. And we really waited till it was perfect. But this truly is the most innovative thing that we've done and that we think has been done in the eyewear space.
Yeah. I mean, just when you think it can't get any better, you know, I always think to myself, like, really, what kind of technology can they create anymore? You know, whether or not it's electronics or baits or stuff like that. So this is really, in my opinion, like some revolutionary technology right here. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, kind of along the same lines. Like I never thought you would find lenses that would make such a huge impact, and then we found Hobie and the Sightmaster, and we've talked ad nauseum about the impact that that's made in our fishing and the ability to see fish. You know, in early spring spawn time, if you're sight fishing in conditions where other people can't, and I 1000% know that it's an advantage. You know, you can wear them running in the morning and get that extra eye protection. You don't have to wear a big pair of goggles or anything. And I'm going to say what I know a lot of people are thinking. We've seen recycled lenses before, right? Or not lenses, but frames. And usually they are not great. If you've ever seen some of the companies, I think it's been more of a gimmick for them that they've done it, and they haven't been great. But as soon as you get your hands on these, they're right there with the quality of the Hobie lenses. What shocked me the most when I pulled mine out of the box was how light they are. They are incredibly light. All of your floating frame lenses are light, but these were like, I don't know what they weigh. I'm sure you guys know somewhat, but I mean, it almost felt like nothing when I picked it up. It was pretty incredible. So they're going to be really comfortable to wear all day.
Absolutely. They're incredibly lightweight. The durability is right on par with the rest of our line. But yeah, it's just a unique material, and it just works really well, and it's just a really cool story.
Well, Steven, we know you're hanging out there up north. You know, question for you or whoever wants to answer it. Let's kind of rewind a little bit. Like, how long have you guys been working on this? Obviously, let's not let secrets out. And really, what kind of like brought this on? Like, what was the brainchild behind this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I'll let Steve get more into the manufacturing process. He's very close to that, but I mean, I think we've been working on this for over 4 years now, and it really started. 4 years, yeah. It really started with, you know, we were out at Oceanside, California, at Hobie's offices, and we got the walkthrough of, you know, how they make the boats and whatnot, and we saw that there was some excess kayak plastic, and you know, they kind of just hung on to it. You know, they didn't want it to go to waste or anything like that. And I forget who had the idea, whether it was their team, our team, but we always said, man, it would be great if we could just take this and turn it into sunglasses. And or we're like, well, can we actually do that? And we had our doubts. We never thought that we actually could, but we just kept experimenting with it. And over the course of 4 years, like I said, you know, we went through different iterations of it. We wanted to make sure that it matched the same quality of our current product, and that it wasn't flimsy, anything like that. So it's been a long time coming, and a lot of people have been involved in this. And we're really excited that we're finally able to launch it.
No, and that's why I wanted to mention that about the upcycled, recycled. You know, you hear a bunch of different terms, but a lot of times they are very brittle, kind of cheap feeling glasses. And I'm sure that's just the nature of whatever manufacturing process they use. But you don't feel that at all. Like I said, they feel exactly on par with any of the other Hobie glasses that we've used, and the weight. So, Steven, do you want to share what you can share about you shared a little bit. I know you got some stuff to show with the folks. Kind of the process that you've taken to create these glasses out of the Hobie kayak.
Yeah, sure. So as Dylan had already explained, during the manufacturing process, there's some excess plastic. More specifically, what they do is when they're cutting out the hatches for like the cutouts to be able to like store your stuff in there, like after they've molded it, they cut that out, and they otherwise recycle that plastic anyway. But like Dylan said, we were thinking maybe there's a better use for it. Maybe we can divert some of that plastic and already use it ourselves. So when they take those hatch cutouts, they run it through a big, massive like grinder, like wood chipper thing, and you get big sort of pieces of plastic like this, and then that's how it goes off to the recycling center. We then took it and ground it down into these little pellets here, as you can see.
Okay, yeah.
And then this goes to the factory, who runs it through the injection machines. And you end up with the first ever kayak plastic sunglass.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Honestly, I don't know how else to say it. Like,
how many for like, I don't know if you know this or can estimate, but like how many glasses or frames are you getting out, say, the excess from 1 or 2 or 10 kayaks?
I don't actually have the number on it. I wanted to try to kind of statistically figure that out. It's not like from an entire hull of the kayaks. It's just from the cutouts. So, but they make so many that there's plenty of plastic for us to work with. And the reason we called this glass hull is because it's derived from the hull of a Hobie kayak. I don't know the exact stats on that. And there's very different versions that have certain amount of hatch cutouts and how big they are and so on.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of variables, different sizes too, and links, and that all affected. But it's still, it's pretty cool to take that, and I would imagine if they could recycle some of that plastic and reuse it, but to have a completely different form function with it, using the same thing, and it may be even more efficient use of it, because you can get a lot more, there's, I don't know how much plastic's actually in the sunglass frames there, but you can probably get a whole bunch out of that excess for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we see, like one of the biggest things that I've seen repurposed, you guys know sailboats have like a bunch of lead in the center of them and stuff like that. And so a lot of bait makers and stuff will get lead from sailboats. But, it's amazing what happens just based on a conversation with some people saying, can we do that? Can we do it? And so from your guys, I mean, you guys are obviously the ones and the rest of your team developed this. From your perspective, what were some of the biggest doubts that you may have had going through this process, other than just questioning yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, no. So the first was how was the plastic going to respond, right? So a kayak is rotomolded, which means basically it goes into this massive mold that just kind of rotates around, and the plastic gets distributed in throughout the mold. And we were taking plastic that's already, and plastic properties can kind of change when it's been melted and heated, and cooled and so on. And so we didn't know how the plastic would respond to having been rotomolded one way, then ground down, then stuck in an injection machine, because sunglass styles in general probably ever use for injection molding 2 to 3 different types of plastic worldwide. And so we were introducing something that's never been done. So we went through a bunch of different iterations of it, and wanted to make sure that we were injecting it in a style and a design that was going to be able to stay robust and sturdy, and live up to the Hobie Eyewear name. And so we did go through some different iterations. We made some changes to the design and things to account for the different properties of the plastic. And then another one very important to mention, and it could have come up as a question, but I'd like to mention it up front, is that we ran a full battery of tests on how the plastic responds to like skin and so on. So there's a lot of talk right now about hypoallergenic and PFAS is a big thing right now, and Prop 65. So these frames pass all of those standards and all those tests, and we would never take anything that would give someone eye irritation or skin irritation and put that in our eyewear. So we ran all the tests on that. We kind of figured, since it was a kayak plastic and you are touching with your skin a kayak, that it would be fine, but that wasn't enough for us. We had to make sure we checked all those boxes and were very careful about the process. So one part of it was the actual functionality and physics and the chemistry, I guess, part of it. And then the other part was also just making sure it complied with all of the standards that our eyewear otherwise lives up to. And another part to this equation is, so that's the frame. We then wanted to continue to tell the story with the lenses. You can't inject kayak plastic into lenses because you could never make it clear, so it would never work for that. But what we did was we found bio-based, it's derived from castor oil, polarized lenses. So that's what we use for the lenses. So that this way we're telling a 360-degree upcycled or bio-based or eco-friendly story. Even so much that our microfiber case is recycled microfiber material, and even the hard case, which Dylan will show you all that stuff. The hard case is even also made from the injected kayak plastic. So we have kind of two first of their kind products made out of kayak plastic. We have the sunglass frame, and then we have the hard case that comes with it.
Yeah, I did not know that. I didn't know the case was upcycled. Is it upcycled? Is that the right term?
Technically, yes. it's
Okay, I want to use the right term here because words mean things. But upcycled, I mean, like when you were going through the testing process, how long does that take, or how long did this piece of technology take to really get it to where you're like, okay, we're ready to pull the trigger on this, figuratively speaking?
I mean, I think we did the testing for over 2 years at this point.
Yeah, we were doing kind of different testing at the same time. There was that battery of consumer safety tests and the the test for I forget what it's called. It's like skin contact test or something along those lines.
Yeah.
We were running those parallel to running our own test just to make sure the plastic would work as a sunglass, that the style design worked so that it was durable. So yeah, it was a course of a bunch of years. We played with different logo executions. We played with different styles. We had a little texture in the back so that it would have some grip. This first style doesn't include any rubber on it, and that was by design. We wanted it to be made 100% of the kayak plastic, but also wanted to make sure it had the texture needed so it's not sliding off your head or anything. So we added some texture in different spots, like on the nose and on the temple tips. So our factory, we had them modify that mold several times, and we tried 3 different designs altogether.
Awesome. And I just want to, for anybody who doesn't know, he brought up that magic word PFAS or PFAS, depends on who you talk to. If you haven't seen, there are now states that are restricting shipping of items that have certain levels of that specific particulate in it. So that one is a business decision, because if you cut out, I'm pretty sure New York and California are the 2 states right now that have restricted those products being shipped in. If you cut that out, California, Hobie, that's kind of a big market, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And then New York with the angling side of things, you're right there in the heart of the Northeast fishing world. And it's just good for the end consumer, business aside. But that's definitely refreshing. So anybody listening in those areas, I know I've seen a lot of scuttlebutt on the internet about certain clothing companies. How you like that, scuttlebutt? Certain clothing companies that you can't order from because they don't meet those requirements. And even though a month ago were able to have them shipped, now you can't. You're good with Hobie Eyewear. So make sure you go use that link and get you a pair. But yeah, so I didn't realize you went bio with the lenses too. So was that had to be a separate development, I would imagine, because that's not all of your lenses aren't that technology, or they weren't. They may be now, but previously, correct? Yeah. It's something we're considering. The bio-based lenses also were very buoyant's not the word, but not as dense, so they won't to maintain the buoyancy of the entire glass. It was also very helpful, but first and foremost, we just looked out into the market to find a supplier that could provide some sort of bio-based polarized lens story that also matched with the glass and maintained the buoyancy.
I do want to mention this, and we'll get back to the hole in a minute. I mean, it pertains to the hole. We were at the Raleigh Fishing Show a couple weeks ago, and Ben had an aquarium. Aquarium, is that like a tank, little fish tank. And we got some really good response with just throwing these right in the tank. Right, we had that that drawing where you guys hooked it up, and CJ House and Pete Dubs, they won a brand new pair of floating frames. I think Everglades frame for CJ and a Mojo float for Pete Dub. And we
say Pete Dub because we can't say.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his last name, but he's been a follower for a long time. But that is, and these are even lighter. You're definitely gonna see that. But I just want to tell people, they freaking float, dude. They fell off my face in the tournament this year. They float. They do protect your eyes. I took a tungsten weight right to the face. Then I took a chandelier to the face. And I still have my eyes and stuff.
Oddly
like
enough,
that.
I was involved in both of them.
Yeah, he was. Things just happen. You know what I mean? But it's such a cool thing. And I kind of want to know if we're at that point, you guys launched this at the surf deal. I don't know the name of it.
Surf Expo.
Surf Expo.
Orlando Surf Expo.
Yep. What was the response of the audience when you released this? Or maybe let's back up. What was the response from your guys' entire team when this was ready to go? Was it smiles for miles, or how was it?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this, like I said, for well over 4 years, and we, we're looking to kind of emerge as that serious player in the sunglasses market, and we know that the value and the quality of our product is right there. You're getting high end pair of sunglasses for half the price of the high end brands.
Yeah.
So we've done a very good job with that, and with the floating collection of cutting through that noise. This is kind of just taking it to the next step.
Sure.
And we were like, this is the sunglass that is going to put Hobie Eyewear on the map. So.
When I think of Hobie Eyewear, and I'm biased, but full disclosure, like I think you guys are in this. You're definitely a major competitor, and if not, we're going to get you there.
You're biased, but you're not, because we've said it from the beginning. Like if we didn't believe in the product, we wouldn't use it. And we, despite you reaching out and the relationship we started, if we didn't believe in it, we would have told you. No. I'll flat out tell you.
Well, we've turned like four different.
Yeah, we've turned other companies down, and I know I talked about the first time you guys were on. I've used the B brand, the C brand, the W brand, the O brand, all of those big brands, and your quality, the fit, the finish, everything is on par. And in cases of several of those, significantly better, in my opinion. So it's just now, I think, a matter of getting it out in front of more people. Right. You guys have really, marketing guy, and your team have really stepped up.
And I think that's the challenge is, you think Hobie, you think the kayaks, you don't think sunglasses right away, where you do with those other brands. But, our marketing slogan is what floats your boat with this product, because it is literally what floats your boat. It is made from your boat, and now you get to wear it as a pair of sunglasses on the water. What mojo floats your boat?
You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I had to say it all serious.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get Mike Myers for that one.
No. If you didn't get that,
not in the marketing budget yet.
No.
Yeah. If you didn't get that movie reference, you need to go do some Google research. Right. Yeah. So Steve and Dylan, I mean, you guys were ecstatic as a team, and when you launched this, what was your?
Were you both there?
Yes,
were you there too?
We were both at the show. Yep. Yeah, and we had a pretty, if you saw it on social media, if not, go check us out our Instagram at Hobie Eyewear. We built a pretty robust display at the show because we really wanted to, get the product out there. And it was half of a Hobie kayak cut in half.
Yep.
Standing vertically, had the shelves with the eyewear, all the broken down plastic and pellets that we use. So that caught a lot of people's attention. And, the surf community, they've been very hyper focused on sustainable products for a long time. So we knew it would identify with them. So really everyone at the show that saw it, they saw this giant display, it caught their attention. Then when we explained to them what the product was, they're like, oh my God, that's genius.
It is.
That is incredible. And then the social just feedback was incredible. All the Hobie kayak guys, the fishing guys, they're just like, wait, that's the coolest thing. Like I can get sunglasses made from the kayak that I use. So, all around, it was just great feedback. So everyone is just super excited about it.
That's awesome.
Steven, I know you're an angler and have been for a long time. We are, and I know Dylan's getting into it a little bit. I think that upcycling and reuse is something that's going to strike with the angler community too, because that has been a focus of anglers all over. Long gone are the days when you're watching a pro tournament where they're taking soft plastics off and just shoving them in the water, we all did growing up. I'll admit to doing it, cutting line off and throwing it in the water. You don't see that anymore. We all got trash cans in our boats. If you do it on
video, they're going to call you.
Well, now they are. Yeah, didn't used to be that way because that was normal. Maybe Seth is still smoking darts and flicking them out. I think he does a pretty good job, but
not Ellis.
No, not Ellis. Different Seth, but So I think that will strike because we're all worried about our fisheries and our waterways, and we've seen the devastation coastally with oil spills and things that have happened. The cleanup, in western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee is we don't know what the impacts are there. So anything that we can do as anglers, outdoorsmen, outdoors women, surfers, just if you like going out hiking, whatever it is outdoors, like. You've clearly made a stance on taking it serious and doing everything you can to not put those plastics through a recycle process to, I mean, we sort of know where it goes, but do we really know where it goes when we recycle anything?
Yeah.
Now we know you're turning it into a tangible product that people are going to use. And I think that's pretty awesome. I do have a question. So you're using the cutouts from the hatches and things. Is there, and you don't have to answer this if you can or don't want to, but is there an opportunity for like warranted kayaks and stuff that come back that maybe have a hole in the hull and they're just going to chuck? Is that something that potentially can be reused even though it's been out in the wild, or is it more, it needs to be kind of from that controlled manufacturing environment to make sure that it hasn't been sun baked and all this other stuff?
I think it's possible, and I'll tell you a funny story. Early on, we were just kind of using whatever plastic we could get to, but a lot of that plastic has brass parts injected into it. When they first are rotomolding the kayaks, there's like brass parts, sometimes even bungee cords that are already like, well, not during the molding process, but the brass parts are in there. And
oh,
so
yeah, like the nuts and stuff for the...
Okay. Yeah, the fittings and stuff. And we set this plastic off. Our factory went and grinded it and destroyed their grinder because it had the metal parts in it. So we actually learned we learned a cool trick. When we grind up the plastic, you float it in water, and anything with the brass parts sinks to the bottom, and then the good stuff sinks, floats to the top. But it's not just restricted to the hatches. That's mainly where it's coming from now. We will continue to find every way possible to use whatever amount of plastic we can use. And if this goes well, knock wood, we hope to be expanding the collection greatly, which means our demand for more kayak plastic will be there, and we'll just be able to use a larger percentage of it.
And I know you're Hobie and namesake, but I think there's opportunities for other kayak companies to potentially reach out and say, hey, we have these hatches. Do you have a use for them? And, the kayak community is not like other communities where they don't tend to work together. You don't see that kind of infighting. Sure, there's competition amongst brands, but you never see anybody really like beating somebody up for using one brand versus another. Everybody sort of lifts each other up. So, I'm just thinking there's opportunities there where, some of these other companies might see what y'all are doing and reach out and say, hey, can we help? So it could be a whole movement. I just think it's super cool. I was really, first of all, impressed how tight-lipped you were able to keep it, because that usually doesn't happen.
We tried very hard.
You did a great job.
Great job.
I mean, even with the teasers you put out, I'm like, it did enough now that we know what it is to know what you were saying, but it didn't really give anything away where you could look at and be like, oh, I know what they did. They upcycled a kayak, like figured that out. Gotcha. And nobody somehow told somebody drunk at a bar or anything that, that stuff seems to happen, especially with innovative.
Usually it happens at like iCast or something.
Yeah. iCast, somewhere like that, where these innovative products get leaked. And you did a great job.
The funniest thing that happened to us, we were actually at the Bassmaster Classic last year, and someone came up to our sunglass case and just out of nowhere, he's like, oh, so what do you make these out of the Hobie kayak plastic? Like out of the Hobie kayak?
Everyone's like, no.
And I'm like, who are you? Like who is this guy? And he was just saying it as a joke. I was like, little does he know we've been working on that for 3.5 years at this point. But
he's like, I work for Walmart.
Yeah. I was like, can we go find security? Can we get this guy out of here?
So let me ask you this. Obviously this is a
before you ask that, we never got the response of the crowd.
Oh yeah. The crowd unveiling. The crowd on the coast.
How was it in Orlando?
No, he talked about it.
We talked about the internal.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, how the folk, did you have a crowd sort of gather, people around to see what was going on? Did people seek you out?
We definitely had quite a few people, as word got around the show, coming and looking at it. But, we were in a pretty high traffic area. So everyone walking by, they didn't miss that display. And they're just like, why is there a Hobie kayak cut in half here? And we're like, well, that's because it's made into sunglasses now.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it just went over really well with everyone at the show. And, it was a major talking point.
Yeah. All right. So much so that we sold out of our first round of product. Well, there you go. Yeah.
That's a good, bad problem to have.
Yeah. So do you guys think the way this is now, do you think that this is going to shape the future of all sunglass manufacturing for Hobie? Or is it not maybe sustainable for the entire lineup? But, does this pave a new way? Is this the new way of going forward potentially?
I think it can. I mean, at first we didn't even think that we could develop this product. Yeah. We had our doubts. So I think now that we've done it, And, like Steve said, we're looking into doing additional styles. I think it just opens up the door,
for sure,
for all of that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you guys remember seeing those things back in the day, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyways. Those little drop places where you could like put your old phone and recycle your phone. You could go into like Best Buy or something.
The cell phones for soldiers.
Like
they did all that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like, oh man, I accidentally ran this over on my truck. Let me put it in the Hobie drop box, and they're going to collect all of them and remanufacture or something. Or is that a thing? Like if somebody does actually break a pair, because they're hard to break, but you can break anything almost, right? So if they break, is that going to be something that you guys institute where it's like, we're going to send you a box or whatever, and you send these back to us and we're going to repurpose these into another pair?
Yes, it's definitely something we're looking into and talking about.
Yeah.
As you guys know, we have the lifetime warranty.
Yep.
So anytime a pair breaks, we cover that and we replace it. So, as these come back, hopefully not too many of them.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, sometimes things happen. But we will look to, maybe even just repurpose them again.
Yeah.
To the next pair. So now that we've done this, like I said, kind of possibilities could be endless. Well, we got to figure that part out.
Yeah, I gave a pair to a buddy of mine. Not that you can't do it, but he jumps with them. He's got his Class 1 skydiving license and stuff like that. I think it's Class 1 or Class A. What's it called? I don't know.
Is it free fall? Like
it's civilian free fall, not military stuff. Yeah, Class A, and he absolutely loves them. And I'll tell you, I mean, the whole frames, just like the rest of the ones that I have, all of them, they fit your face so tightly, right? So it doesn't allow for like, other brands, I'd bend over, and that's why you see a lot of guys wearing those lanyards and stuff, and they'd fall right off in the water, and then, they're in the abyss and stuff. So that's what I really like about these. So this design, and this is speaking from experience to the folks listening and watching, like this is lighter, but it's almost identical to everything else that you have, or it is identical. Yeah. So they fit your face so tightly, and it's innovation, man. Like
legend has it, there's still a pair of Mojo floats floating around Lake Murray.
Well, somebody probably grabbed those by now. You know what I mean? But
my legend, Trey.
So you guys, how many frames are there right now in the whole series?
So right now it's just the one frame, and it comes in the one frame color, the satin black. Yep. There are 4 different lens colors. Yep. So that is the base gray, gray with cobalt blue mirror, copper with sea green mirror, and then the Sightmaster Plus as well.
Okay. Yep. And what about colors? Are we just going this frame color right now? Is this the only color it's going to be?
Right now,
okay.
We got some ideas in the
pipeline, we won't let secrets out.
We kept this one a secret long enough. So
when do you guys change the color of the plastic? Because up here we've got this piece from an orange hole, and obviously it goes in the machine at some point. Is it before the injection process, after the injection process?
Yeah, it's during the injection process. So because, as you can see, like this is more sort of earth tones, a little bit of blue in there. This bunch of plastic is mostly red with some other colors. So what they do is they add some black pigmentation to the whole mix of stuff, and as it gets injected in, it just makes the frames black. But with such a diverse color palette that the kayaks come in, we just have some ideas of like maybe things we could do and different colors. Like,
I mean, you could have multicolor and that'd be pretty cool.
We don't want to let secrets out here.
No.
I'm just
spitballing from mine.
I'm just curious.
Well, we'll call those the bends when they come out.
The bends, yeah.
I mean, this is you don't want other people to copy products and stuff like that, right? Like you guys got competition out there, but if other companies look at this, man, and they start doing the same thing, I mean, outside of the competition side, like this really does help protect the natural resources that all of us enjoy so much. And I have to, I wish these would have been, I got to give you guys a lot of props. So, my buddy and the other 3 guys, they're doing the world's toughest row this year, from California all the way to Hawaii. And you guys were gracious enough to help those guys out, 4, military special operators who are doing a 2,800 mile trek across, the ocean to Hawaii. And, there's only a couple ways they can fail. They can die. Let's hope that doesn't happen. They can quit. They're not going to quit. Or they don't have every single piece of accountable, expendable and durable items with them, right? It's 100% inventory on what's going on. And obviously the purpose of that is don't throw your trash in the freaking ocean, man, or anything like that. So I think that's like big events like that. Like there's going to be a lot of people that take this eyewear and run with it, dude. And I know we're going to promote the crap out of it because we're going to wear them all the time. You know what I mean? And nothing worse than seeing your natural resources just littered with garbage, man. It's absolutely terrible. So, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
I just
for
ran
more
away with
frames to get back in, so I can get some different lenses. I think I want to swap to all just that frame because it's so. I'm telling you, folks, it is light.
I tell you what, your buddies when they go from California, they're going to go right through the Pacific garbage patch. So they just need to collect a bunch of plastic up for you guys.
There you go.
Bring it in.
Yeah. I mean, they're rowing a boat that has a desalination machine, right? So it sits there and creates fresh water. But, I'm definitely going to hit those guys up now and be like, hey, you need to use this link. I don't know if it works right now. What is the these are listed on the website. Pete said they were sold out, but they should be back in stock soon.
They were sold out.
Yep.
By the time everyone hears this episode, they will be back in stock.
That's fantastic. And what are
you gotta get them before I do?
Yeah. Well, I'm probably going to have to order like 5 pairs of them, to be honest with you, because I like to give my kids these glasses too, because they rock them. They're really good for like softball. My daughter wears hers for softball. My son wears his when he actually comes out of the house. No, I'm just kidding. He comes out of the house. But yeah, man, like these are great. So where are you guys going next? As far as shows are concerned and big events that you're going to be going to. So everybody watching, listening can be like, oh yeah, I'm in that area. I'm going to find you there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we'll be at the Bassmaster Classic in Fort Worth in March. So if you're going to that event, I know a lot of people travel for it, or if you're local to the area, come see us. We'll have that big display we were talking about with the kayak. We'll be selling the whole float glasses along with all of our other glasses. So, definitely check us out there. That's the big one. And then we'll be at ICAST in July down in Orlando, really putting this in front of the entire fishing community for the first time. So hoping to win that new product showcase. We think that this is the one that finally gets it done. Yeah. And then, outside of that, we've mentioned it's made from upcycled materials, and that says a lot about sustainability there. But we wanted to go beyond that with this. We really wanted this product to make a lasting impact in the fishing community. So we're actually donating proceeds from all the sales of whole float glasses back to the Fish America Foundation.
Really?
Yeah. So that is the American Sport Fishing Associations. That's their conservation and research branch. Mm-hmm. So they focus on projects like improving water quality, restoring fisheries, anything like that. So they do that all across the United States and Canada. So we wanted to partner with them. We wanted to do that anyway when we were coming out with this product, and we thought that they were the best organization to partner with, and really help make a difference beyond just using the product. And then aside from that, we work with Carl Jochimson. He's big on his lake cleanups. We've been to them. We've helped support them over the last few years. He's going to be doing another one this year, end of June. And he really wants to expand it all across the country.
Yes.
Different cleanups in different areas of the country all over that same weekend. So I'm going to be organizing one in North Carolina. I know. I know I can count on you guys.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just why I looked at Trey, because we've actually been talking about doing something at Jordan or Sharon Harris or one of these local lakes, because every time we go out there, all we do is cuss people out internally because that's gross. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
So yeah, I've already been in contact with some folks in the area, and I think we're going to get some good momentum. So yeah, if you're in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, definitely stop by and look out for that date. But
we'll be sharing it as soon as we have it. So yeah, that's awesome.
So we're just really looking to use those upcycled, sustainable materials, give back to organizations looking to make a difference, and then just taking action ourselves. Absolutely. And we encourage everyone else to do the same thing. And that's really how you make a big difference in protecting the waters that we love.
100% agree. I think that's one of the we bring a lot of guests on, right? Because everyone will get tired of us three running miles all the time. But folks, like you heard Dylan and Steven talk about it, and a lot of our guests talk about, like, they're not just getting money because the business, they're investing it into protecting the natural resources, or veterans communities or whatever the case may be. These outreach programs that Dylan was just talking about with like cleaning up our lakes that Carl Jacobson spearheads. I know there's a lot of like volunteer organizations that do a lot of the similar work. You can't do enough of it. You just can't, right? Because unfortunately, and this is through every single outdoorsman and that's on our show and that's out there, like you have to educate people. And it's a hard conversation sometimes, you know what I mean? But when you use examples like this, like the whole frame, you can use this to provide some perspective to them. Like, hey, check it out, man. Like this is how we're saving this stuff, and it takes a village of people to do it. So, not only do you have an awesome pair of sunglasses, but you have something that, is going to keep something protected for our kids and our grandkids.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Steven, for you on the product development side, like how exciting is it to have essentially a new medium to work with and play with and try to develop new products and ideas? That's gotta be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting. We like we said, we're already have ideas in mind for expanding the collection. And yeah, it's been a super fun project. It's like kind of a big exhale right now, but only for a second because we're moving on to the next, the next iteration of that product. And it doesn't stop with kayak plastic. We're going to always be innovating, always be finding ways to enhance our glasses, provide the best possible product for the fishermen and the watermen and anyone who enjoys wearing Hobie Eyewear, regardless of where they are. And yeah, super exciting. I mean, and we hope that the project in general, you guys have kind of alluded to it, inspires others to be inventive and find ways to help be, better stewards of our planet and our waterways and so on, and find ways to whether it's sunglasses or toasters or whatever, wherever people figure out ways to, reuse stuff and repurpose it or upcycle it in ways like we did is. That's part of what we hope to get out of that as well.
I think it's going to be inspiring. I mean,
yeah,
I think, I mean, only in my opinion, like an ignorant person would look at this and be like, oh, that's not important, and if you're that person, whatever. But, as a business person, as somebody that appreciates everything that always makes things better, like, why wouldn't you, And so we're going to continue to inspire people too. I did want to ask, none of us developed sunglasses here. Was there anything more that we didn't talk about with the technology that you really want everyone else to know, or anything specific about the glasses?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know everything about sunglasses. I just know what I like to wear.
No, I think we hit on it, and we got pretty in depth with just Sunglass Jet on the last episode.
We did.
So definitely, go back and check that one out. We highly recommend it. But yeah, I mean, as far as this product goes, like I said, we really worked for a really long time to perfect it and make sure that it would be that standout product in the market, and that we were doing everything to make sure that it was a sustainable product and helps. Do good for the environment.
Yeah. So we're gonna see Carl fishing the Elite Series. He's gonna be rocking them.
Yep.
Right. Hank.
Yep.
He's gonna be rocking them. Christine. She's rocking them on the opens. You guys are gonna see us wearing them all the time. We got some other guys in the West Coast too that are out there promoting them. Right.
Yep. A bunch of kayak anglers all over.
And there's guys in Canada too, right?
Yep. Yes. We have some guys in Canada as well.
So Hobie's around the world. Right.
Oh yeah.
Our world.
Oh yeah. We already have Europe and Australia reaching out to us.
Oh yeah.
They saw the launch and they're like, how soon can we get these?
Yeah.
In our possession. So with Carl being from Australia, I'm sure it'll be of high demand over there. So
yeah, hopefully he does another video where he's barramundi fishing, man, and he's rocking the whole thing. That would be one thing, like being in his world. Like if I drop, so we talked about it. They float, folks. But dropping stuff in the waters in Australia.
Well, you just get out with a net. You don't see.
I'm getting it out. Yeah, I'm getting it out with a net. At least I'll be able to get it out because everything there wants to eat you and stuff. So
that's like the time my camera fell in Okeechobee and there was an 8-foot gator like 4 feet away. I just left it.
Yeah. Well, Okeechobee owns that camera now.
Just wrote that one off.
I did.
But the lakes, the waters, all of that doesn't have to own your sunglasses if you get the right pair. And you need to use that link like we talked about and go get these. Like Dylan said, like Steven said, these are going to be back in stock by the time this drops. and you guys are going to want to get your hands on them. What's the retail price of these if they don't use the link?
Yeah, so it retails from $109 to $120. So the ones with the mirrors are just $10 more, and that's the most expensive sunglass in our collection.
And that's
so, as we mentioned before,
exactly
quality with those high price point brands, half the price. You're not exceeding that $120 price point.
Yeah,
and then a lot of times you could stay under $100 with our product, and the quality is there. So whether you're looking to save money or trade up from your gas station sunglasses, it is the way to go.
I almost think like you're trading up from like your Gucci and Chanel and stuff like. I don't want to call brands out here, but I see a lot of brands.
I don't think any of them are watching.
Yeah, they're if they are,
welcome.
Shoot me. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. But we educated a lot of people at the fishing show that rock other brands and stuff. We're like, hey, do what you want, fish or be outdoors with what you're comfortable with. But let me throw these in here and let me show you what this.
We just left them float. A lot of guys would walk by and those are sitting on the bottom. When you go look, and we made sure we put enough water where you had separation. They could see that they were floating there. And, I think we opened up a lot of eyes. We told a lot of people, so it was good. Yeah,
with the floating collection, we've always said it, not just with this product. It's not a purchase; it's an investment.
It is.
If you're going to be spending time out on the water, you need a good pair of sunglasses, and you don't want to lose them. You got to go with a floating.
I have not lost a pair of sunglasses since I've been rocking.
Me either.
Anything Hobie, right?
We're talking about Lake Murray's got.
I didn't lose him. That was him. He was skipping.
But I also went across the water head first at 70 miles an hour. So I was a little bit. I was less concerned about my sunglasses and more concerned with getting out of the water.
If my PFD was going to inflate. Yeah. But it is, man. You're absolutely right. It's an investment, right? Like we take those things for granted. We'll buy a $20 pair from, the gas station and be like, whatever, but these are, you're going to have these. And like you said, your guys' warranty is absolutely fantastic. The cases these glasses come in are awesome. They clean really well. That's another thing that I really like about them. Like I'm a big, I love to clean my sunglasses all the time. They clean really well. And, and with this whole frame, and I don't even know if I own a pair with rubber in it. I don't even know if you have any. Do you have any of those?
You have the Everglades. Those have some.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the nose pieces, I think.
But I like that, right? I like the less moving pieces, the better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Less things to break. And that was one of the most frustrating things about a lot of other brands is that piece that goes on your nose right
the little
here.
Nose piece.
Especially one brand in particular.
Yeah, one brand. They just break apart and it just sucks, man. I hate that. So less is more. And clearly that's the case with the whole frame.
That investment piece is important because I talked to one guy at Raleigh, one gentleman, and he was like, I don't pay more than $20 for my sunglasses because I lose them all the time. And I said, well, how many pairs did you buy last year? And he was like, 6. I was like, $20 a piece. He was like, yep. I said, how'd you lose them? He goes, well, 5 pairs I lost in the lake. And I said, you could have bought 1 pair and you would not have lost them in the lake because they float.
Yep.
And they were going to be a lot better than $20 pairs.
I didn't think about that. I was like, clearly.
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, guys, is there any closing comments on the hull frame that you want the audience to know?
No, just, it's a great product. It's revolutionary. Go get a pair. Use your guys' link. Save some money. Money's going to be going back to FAF, Fish America Foundation, when you buy a pair. So you're helping to support the cause by doing that as well. And definitely something you need to check out.
Absolutely. Upcycled.
Yeah, and just to clarify, timing wise, because I checked into this literally just before we jumped on the podcast. We are hoping to have them in stock by this weekend again. So I don't want people to get discouraged if they hear the podcast go on right away and they're not there. It might be an extra day or two, Monday at the latest. So just keep checking. Like don't think that you missed and they sold out again already. They might, but just keep checking through the weekend. We're going to get it back on there as soon as we can.
Yeah, so they should be there because this will drop on the 6th, so next Thursday. So hopefully everything goes smooth and we'll be there. And if they're not, that means they sold out again. So
let me ask this last question. Can they still order even though it says sold out?
So no, you can't pre-order, but as we mentioned, by the time this episode airs, they'll be back in stock.
They'll be there. You need to get your hands on them, folks. I'll call one of our guys out right now. It always buys.
Yeah, David Fuchs, use our link.
Use the link. Use the link, right? Already environmentally friendly because they're upcycled, and part of the proceeds go to conservation efforts. It's a fantastic way. Stephen, Dylan, group, do you guys got anything else before we jump off here?
No, just if you guys want to shout out your socials again, even though we haven't posted all over the place, it's always good to get to say them again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. At Hobie Eyewear, Instagram, Facebook, follow our YouTube channel as well. HobieEyewear.com. That's the place to go. As we mentioned, just use the link though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, go check out the rest of the collection, the rest of the floating collection, all the new lifestyle frames that we have as well. Got some really good new women's styles. So no Valentine's Day is coming up. And if you're looking for a pair to get your lady, we have a new pair called Maya with pink lenses, and it's been super popular so far. So definitely, buy a pair of the whole floats, get a pair of those, and, save some money.
I'm gonna need one of these display cases.
Steven's holding up a pair of the Mayas right now. I might have to get some of those,
I can see you rocking those.
I would totally do that, especially flying or something. Yeah, that looks good. Steven, what you got for the group, brother?
We also have Cove floats. So Cove was one of our most popular styles over the last few years. So we just figured out how to make a floating version of that. So that's new for this year. And we have a new aviator, a square aviator to complement the teardrop or rounder aviator we already have. That one is called Commander.
That's the
Trey's
one.
definitely getting a pair of aviators.
There's about to be a third Top Gun, boys.
I mean, if you don't post the reel with you wearing those in the Top Gun theme, then you're doing it wrong. I got to see that.
In here. Where are they?
I will do that. I will do that. Yeah, I can get on a bird and do that. Let's do it.
We should do it from like a tricycle.
A big wheel.
Come whirling down the road. Yeah,
those are awesome. You guys are always releasing great product. We're always excited to get our hands on it. I know the audience loves it. The more viewers we bring here, the more educated they're going to be on the Hobie brand, the Hobie Eyewear brand. What you guys are doing is instrumental to the industry and really makes a global impact when you think about it, right, from a larger perspective. So I'm going to close it out here unless anybody's got anything else.
Use the link down below.
Yeah. Use the link. Dylan, Steven, you guys got anything for the group?
Nothing else.
I think we said it all. We're just very excited about this new product. Hope it inspires others. And please check it out. Go to our website and try them out.
Absolutely. Stephen, Dylan, Hobie Eyewear, we appreciate you guys. You guys have been amazing partners. We're going to continue to push this amazing product. We can't wait to get it out on the water here after it gives us a little bit warmer weather. This is a revolutionary piece of technology. You guys are absolutely crucial in the game of helping us continue building a culture of anglers, helping anglers one cast at a time.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.